Yes, yes. Finally, we can hear. There's only one voice
Thank
like
you.
that on the face of the universe. You don't need to off your mic. You can just keep it there so that we can know that you're here with us. And right away, like we have said, we're excited that you're already here. I'm going to just hit it up right away so that we can maximize the time that we have here with you tonight. So once again, I want to say uh, a warm welcome to everyone who is joining us here today. Uh, if you're here, just strap on your belt because this flight is going to have some turbulence, I believe. However, you can count on. I mean, Saddam is here. The pilot is always one who, yes, regardless of the storm, you will help us navigate where we are. And of course, we have a co-pilot. Bolanle is here. She's never afraid of any of those people who will come against her. A few days ago, we saw what was happening, and she was like, "What? A general in the midst of worms and dealing with them." That's the spirit of obedience. And so, welcome, welcome, welcome each and every one of you to this beautiful evening. And I am thrilled and excited to say that this active citizens engagement with PO tonight is happening live here. We're going to take a few question and answer after PO is done with sharing with us his thoughts, his ideas, where he's been, how he's been, you know, because a few days ago I tried almost 72 hours to reach him just to be able to talk to him. He's been in the NDI conventions, DC, the convention in the US, having all kinds of things moving all around. And so, yeah, part of the updates we're going to get from him today. But essentially, like I said before, now that our meeting tonight is not the usual PO, Q&A engagement. So we're now going to, if we're too long, it's going to be less than 2 hours still, but we would try as much as we can to see that we're able to energize ourselves, share thoughts, listen to PO, but most importantly, he also wants to hear from you, your voice, your concern, your hopes, and collectively how we would build a nation, one divisible, that will allow us, in the words of Aisha, that the son of or the child of nobody can become somebody. Essentially, that's why we're here. And so at this moment, wherever you are, just sit tight and let me allow people to do a quick introduction for us, and then we will take it from there as we engage each and every one of us. Once more, good evening from Ground Zero, where I am in Abuja, Nigeria. Bill,
Hello, can you
if you
hear
can
me?
hear me, Mr. Peter Obi, if you can hear me, yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you
Okay.
loud and clear, loud and clear.
Okay, let me start by thanking all of you that have joined. I've been listening for the past 20, 30 minutes to everybody's comment from Sudan to Madame Bolanle and everybody. And you let me thank everybody. And hello, everybody who have joined in this. And I agree with Sudan that it was very sudden for us to do this. We just felt, yes, it's sudden, but let's just talk. It's not at my usual space where we have 1 week to invite everybody, which will still continue. If you look for a while, I've not been able to do that because there's so many different things happening in our dear country. Basically, today is just a quick one to acknowledgement of the community call for a structure. Because I know all of you have been for a while, calling for one form of political structure in order to deal with this new birth of this new Nigeria. Some have made comments, some have said this, but for those who are close to me, I've always maintained that where we're coming from, we need time to know those who are with us in this long journey, and those who are not. Not because they don't believe in what we are saying, but like it's in parable of the sower. Some people are excited about it, but they don't have the resilience and to do the sacrifice that is required. And the same thing goes on and on. So it became necessary to wait. We had to wait. We had to do whatever is possible to ensure that we don't rush the program. But at where we are now, it is time to start talking on that structural issues, which we still want to do gradually, because we now believe that we now have people who believe in this new Nigeria we're preaching, people who are ready to sacrifice for it, people who are ready to wait for it. We have now a reasonable number to start talking about it. So now is the time for a strong socio-political structure across the country, across the 30 states, one that includes not just hardcore obedience, but also over 6 to 10 million. Because I know while they said we got 6 million votes, I know we got up to 10 million. So all those who supported us, all those who voted for us, the millions of Nigerians who are now experiencing the outcome of board governance in the last couple of years, we need to engage them to join this movement. We will begin with a series of consultation in the coming days and weeks for birth of this structure of millions, several millions of Nigerians who are tired of status quo and want a birth of new Nigeria. In building this structure, we're going to be totally inclusive and democratic. The process will be transparent. We will consult with so many stakeholders as possible. We want the structure to be citizen-led. So it will be demand-led, not supply-led. Because people have always said to me, why don't you appoint this one? Why don't you do this? I say, no. We're a family. This family will come out with their own structure that they will all believe in and will all monitor and see that this thing. So in it, we've nominated a number of people. I've looked at a number of people, most of you who are in this space, like Madam Bolanle, Madam Aisha, Tomo, Anelo, Favor, Dam, and others. And others that will join for us to start the consultation that is required. It's not going to be all of us that are doing a sacrificing for it. Getting people like Dr. Tanko, who is running around all over the place, and so many others to join us in trying to build this structure that is required. The people local, the people overseas, and all that. Yesterday I was talking to Mazi and Elomba and everything, telling them this is where we want to go. And this is what we want to do in order to start building the required structure. Because people have always talked about structure. I say, wait, you will see that as we go by. But I'm not deterred because I listened to the National Democratic Institute lecture. I mentioned it to people. It was wonderful that they talked about opposition and people losing the election. The, the former Prime Minister of Denmark, I think he's the foreign minister now, he's been Prime Minister 2 times, talked about what happens when you lose the election. What happens to the party? What happens to the people? That is when you really see people in the true sense. That is when you know those who can withstand the sacrifice that is required to be in opposition. And this is the case of where, in a world where nobody is harassing the opposition, in a world where nobody cares about the opposition, so you can imagine what is happening. The NATO secretary, former NATO secretary, who came after him, repeated the same thing of their experience in the UK when they lost the election as Tory party, how everything scattered. And he said it's beginning to happen to them again. He said, but most importantly, if the leader can hold on to what he believes in, with time, some disciples will turn back. Those who left will see reason, because especially when the government in office is not doing the right thing. So I thank all of you who are still here, and urge all of us, let's continue now. The result of this engagement will be formidable structure at national, regional, grassroots level, something that we can call our own as we approach the next cycles of election. The structure will enable us to field and support credible candidates at all levels of government who are committed to new Nigeria. Like most said, we're not at this stage talking about party. We're not talking about anything. I continue to tell people my belief that we will have a party problems resolved. And whatever comes out, we'll all be together. This structure will enable us to ensure that integrity and competence, because we'll design a system that will only allow competent people with capacity and capability to be involved in what we are doing, managing the structure, and being supported in elective posts. So my invitation today is a call for action and cooperation as a team, as I've mandated those who have mentioned and those who will still join, because then it's a teamwork. It's not something that will close the door. It's a teamwork. We know all those who believe in what we're doing and will continue to engage. We need you to help us to recommend people who are competent, capable, have the capacity and the time, people of integrity, to help us in this structure and help us do the right things. We can't preach one thing and do the other. You've seen where people will say, oh, Peter has not done this, he's not done this, he's not done this. What I tell them is that we can't preach peace and be declaring war. We cannot say we want to obey the law. Somebody today called me and said, oh, you sent out a tweet about somebody who is being harassed. Am I aware that he's putting on fake news? And I said to him, that is why we have law courts. When somebody accused me of fomenting problem, trying to lead a protest, which I didn't know about. I didn't call him names. I sought the rule of law, which I'm going to pursue in earnest. That's the way societies are built. Societies are not built by when people call you name, you go and start fighting them on the street or kidnap them or harass them. No, that's not the new Nigeria we're talking. The new Nigeria we're talking is where people can say to P2B, you're wrong, because they're a leader. Where people will talk to him and he will listen. Where people will share their ideas with him, because his job as a leader is to listen. His job is to learn. And then, if you don't believe in what the person is saying, try to convince him. And when they have a better idea, please accept it and implement it. And that is why I like listening. After this introduction, the only thing I can do is to sit down, learn, take notes from you, and that's what I intend to do now. So I now hand over to the managers of this space, assuring you that all through this space, I will be a listener. And if I'm expected to clarify or answer anything, I will answer. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. So I thank you once more for joining, and may God continue to bless all of you for your sacrifices of building a new Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. It's been a while listening to you on space, and I think it's for me it's chill mood right here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Unfortunately, you have to join us with your Bona account. You couldn't join with your main account. It's good to have you here with this Bona account. So, guys, please, in case you're looking for Peter Obi's Bona account, you can just quickly follow the account that is speaking right now. He's using the Obi Peter account. And I'll pass the mic now to Dr. Mo.
I I don't even know what I'm using. I just followed what the people gave me. So maybe after you teach me, I'm not a tech person, but I'm a trader. You know that my job is to implement and follow. Those of us who are trading in on is not tech people. All we want is to sell goods to who wants to buy.
Oh, no problem, sir. I'm going to teach you. That would be a problem for you. If you can calculate number of containers, I trust you that you can handle this also. I promise. But it's good to have you here. So I think we'll open up the floor for our people to come in. Dr. Mo, pass the mic to you right now. For it go with you. Thank you.
Saddam, there is no one like PO. My goodness. It just sets you off running and laughing while, at the same time learning the best and biggest and deepest lessons of life. Yeah, so then we're going to listen to some people, and Max has ground rule. We just have between 60 to 120 minutes for whatever submissions and questions that will be asked here. But see how best we can do to accommodate quite a number of people. But very quickly, sir, you spoke, very direct and very clearly, regarding the structure that must be put in place now. You spoke about inclusivity, recommendations. You talked about character, and that's exactly what it's going to be. And and so right now, we're going to let some people come in. We have already some people on the mic, and somehow the new Nigeria family, or the obedient family, all of us who have worked, somehow is such, it looks big, but yet a very small community. We are able to fish people out. And, when you spoke about recommendation, we're going to have recommendation across board, and it's going to be something that will be open for all to see, transparency. And you've made the ground rules really clear and simple and direct to the core, and exactly what is going to be. So at this moment, I'm thinking since we have Mommy Bolanle there, we have Shed, that's Dr. David there. We have Sheikh, Century. Of course, we have Jack and other people. We're going to open the floor up, but like I said, as much as possible, keep it within 2 minutes, whatever question or submission, so we can take as much as we can in the next, what, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And that's if there is anything requesting for um, PO's comment or to answer or to, clarify whatever the comments and questions are. We will take it from there. Definitely we will not be able to take the barrage of people that have already lined up, but as much as possible we'll do justice to be able to take as much as we can. And so we would Saddam, what do you think? I think we have the lineup already, like I said, with those who are already up on the mic. Just take two
Yeah, I
minutes and
think. Yeah, but please let me just make a quick announcement on behalf of everyone on the platform. Please, if you have any thoughts based on what His Excellency just spoke about, the structure, building of the structure, there's a link that is up on the jumbotron. In case you don't know what the jumbotron is, there's this column above the speakers. You can see a tweet that have been put out there. Please, if you have thoughts, ideas, or documented processes, kindly upload it to it. There's a link up there that will be made available for the next 48 hours. So please, if you have any because there are so many people that I think that have been working towards building this structure that have probably had a ground zero plan already put in place. So this link is up there for everybody. You can go on that link. You can put all your thoughts, all your processes up on that link, and for the next 48 hours it will be open. So please, very, very important, we put that out there. So I think, Dr. Mo, back to you. We can now take speakers real quick. Then we get back to bringing up people up on the to join us up here. Thank you.
thank you, Saddam, as always. Mama B, I think the mic is good.
It's good. It's good. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your short submission, straight to the point as ever. As the obedient movement, that we have agitated for the better part of the year regarding the need for a structure, need to have leadership, you know, to take us to the next level, and you know we have listened. Various groups have started things that haven't been able to progress past a few meetings. There are proposals that people have put forward, and the realization is that in order to put together to have a robust structure that can withstand the political space. Right, we have to put a lot of thought. We can't build too quickly. We have to be mindful of the type of people, like Pio has already pointed out, kind of people that we bring on board and that we entrust. Because literally that's what this structure is all about. Because the leadership will be about entrusting some people to take us to the next phase of our journey as a movement, and so we have considered a lot of things. And one thing that is key is the need to consult, right? The need to get buy-in, so nobody is here to impose a structure on anyone. It's the start of a process. And whilst we can all pay lip service to the need of having a structure and put it on paper, the implementation is a whole new ball game, and that will be what we will be focusing on. Um, I don't want to say much more about that, but I'm going to um, ask Dr. Analo to fill in some of the gaps. I've been quite vague with my submission, but if I'm going to pass the mic to Dr. Analo, and then after that, if Century and then Dr. David, if you can go in that, um, if we can go in that queue in that way, please.
Okay, hi. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for His Excellency who had really joined us this evening and these announcements, which has been much anticipated. And like I did mention earlier on, let's carry on with the suspense. And so I hope your suspense has been quenched now. Basically, the most important thing about building and the place we found ourselves is that we have all come together on this journey with His Excellency, and like he has always said, he was running for presidency. We are all running through him, and this is our structure. This is something that has been clamored for by everybody in terms of, oh, we want structure to maximize efficiency. There's so much benefit we can talk about, and there are also a lot of challenges that we come with such kind of development. Implementation is never easy, but the truth is, we have done so much. We have done things that people did not ever think was possible in Nigeria before. We've changed the political landscape. We've become more active, and we have more active citizens on a daily, joining and waking up to governance and the processes involved. So this is a journey that we're all going to be going through together with. And please, we want everybody to support in various ways you can. The same way we supported throughout the election. This is our house. We need everybody. We need all hands on deck to be able to build this house. So please just support in whatever way you can. There's going to be a lot of listening, which is something that is very common with our leader. We will be listening in different ways. DMs are open. If the link is up there, if you need to put out anything, you can go to that link right now. If you have a document that you've written, if you have your thoughts, you can put it into a document and pull it all together, and we will be able to assemble all of that and then to bring things together. In the you can also tweet at the hashtag, which is active citizens engagement with PO. You can put out things there if you have any thought processes. And collectively, let us build our house. And with this house, we hope that we will be able to get a better country. Thank you very much, everybody. And I'll leave it at this simple part.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Chukudi, for that rendition. At the end of the day, what we are hoping to achieve is to build a strong national and regional structure at the grassroots levels. So if you're that obedient or lover of a new Nigeria, or you're fighting for a new Nigeria, and you're asking that question, how do we build a very strong movement of 6 million, 50 million Nigerians at the grassroots, national, regional structure that would transform this nation, that would birth a new Nigeria? If you have ideas, if you are passionate, this is that call to arms. This is that that dream you've been waiting for the past 1 year. There's going to be a lot of nominations, engagements across different levels, state, local government. There are over 1 million um, positions or engagements that needs to be filled as we try to build this movement. We're going to be reaching out to different stakeholders throughout this process. As already been stated by His Excellency, everyone is invited. In as much as you are passionate about building a new Nigeria, this is a home for everyone, and all ideas would be captured, and together would create something amazing. Thank you very much. I think, David, you're next.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Peter RB, for your leadership. Thank you for your vision. You have inspired, by your leadership and your vision, inspired a new generation of Nigerians to take control of their country, to participate in the process of nation building, and more importantly, and particularly to participate in the process of building a new Nigeria. This time has come, and I know you talk in illustrations, which is very, very important. You have provided the real estate, the land, and you're inviting everybody here to come in and try to structure this land and put up the kind of building, the kind of houses, the kind of real estate that they would like to see in this land. And again, thank you for that. But I also want to thank all of you who are here. You are here because of your commitment, of your dedication, of your strong desire to see a new Nigeria. Here is our moment. Here is our moment to shape that new Nigeria. So as the consultations go on, be a part of that process. Take ownership of the process. And let's frame the structure, the process. We're not just going to build a process, but a process that reflects our collective will, our collective views. And not only that, that will be effectively lead us to achieve our goals. So I thank you for your courage. I thank you for your commitment. There's a lot more work to be done, and I hope all of you would join in this process to build a new Nigeria. Thank you once again, and I'm delighted to be a part of this movement.
No, I've only put up one person on the stage. If you have 2 minutes, please just go straight to your question, or or if it's a submission, just keep it succinct, please, as much as possible. Thank you. What is this person's name? Ike. If you Ike infos, Ike, right? That's you. Do you want to unmute your mic and ask the question?
Good evening, everyone. Saddam, Dr. Mo, in your excellency, Peter Obi, I greet you specially. I give you double never salute. Very quick one. I want to thank you for all you do for stirring the hope in all of us in Nigeria. I want to thank you for being a very formidable opposition to the Nigerian government. I have learned. I happen to be a new voter, and I have learned through you to be able to be patient in trying to achieve the new Nigeria that we want to achieve. I have learned. And I speak on behalf of my colleagues presently serving in Lake Chad in Zamfara, who are earnestly trying to endure for this same new Nigeria. I plan to also as well hold a space, if possible, by the special grace of God, for all military personnel. And ask a one valid question. Must there be a casualty when there is ever a riot or a protest in Nigeria? Must there be a casualty? Is that how we're trained? It's not allowed. It shouldn't be. So I don't know if there is a wrong. Although yes, in our WhatsApp group, I know we have bad eggs, just like some families will have bad eggs. I see them, the religious bigots and the APC, whatever. I see their rotics. So in building the structure we need to be able to achieve this new Nigeria we want, I would earnestly tell my colleagues, obedient wherever you are, please don't give up. We need numbers, and it starts with the voters. Anybody who is 18 years is entitled to start registering to have a voter's card. So I've advised my younger brother, my last born at home, once it's ready, he's going to start enlisting to get himself a voter's card in preparation for 2027. If we had 6 million to triple it to more by then. So this is just what I have in stock. I saw a document, a place for documentation, whatever I want to fulfill the document. Possibly that could be done as well. So thank you for bringing me up in the space. Thank you, sir, for all you've done for Nigeria, for giving us the view of hope in achieving the new Nigeria. Thank you very, very much, sir. Very grateful.
All right, thank you very much. Mambala, are you there?
I am, but I don't seem to be able to see speakers at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Have you brought some other people up? If
Maybe
you
it's best
have,
to drop and come back.
yeah, perhaps I'll do that then. Oh no, I can see them now. I can see them all of a sudden. If you're up on the stage, could you help me by raising your hand so that I can see that you're ready to speak? And again, it's 2 minutes, as much as possible. Okay, right. So I can only see one hand raised. Jack, is that you? Yes, Jack the Builder. All right, 2 minutes. Question or submission, please.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Madam Bolanle, and good evening, everyone. Your Excellency, good evening. Good to have you. Always a pleasure to be part of both online and offline meetings with you. I must say that the what you gave to us this evening for me is a big news. It is something that a lot of us have been clamoring for the longest, and I'm happy that you have yielded and I decided that we are going to go this path. I just have one suggestion, sir, which is I mean this is my personal opinion. I think that before this new structure is fully in place, I think that it is necessary that we still have um maybe a conference or something where you know because again there are a lot of if you look at the space right now you see okay we have about 2,000 people, let's say 3,000 obedience, but there are a lot of leaders offline that don't even have access to internet, that really worked hard in the last election. I think personally that before we talk about the next level, it's important that we actually thank them, right, and say for the work done the last time, well done. And then this is the new path that we think we should go going forward. This is something I think is important because I mean a lot of people also said that this is necessary at this point. That's just my submission. Thank you so much for being with us at this point. Thank you.
Your Excellency, do you want to respond to that?
Hello?
Yeah, do you want to respond to what Jack just said?
Are you are you people hearing me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you very well.
Did you hear what Jack said?
Yes, I do. I do. I'm listening.
Okay, yeah, so I wondered if you wanted to say anything to it.
Should I go ahead? Is
Yes,
everybody
you can
hearing
go ahead.
me?
I think, yeah, so we can all hear you. Go
We can
ahead,
hear
sir.
you.
Okay. Jack, thank you very much for your suggestion. And I agree with you. And what I think we're going to do is to do all that simultaneously now because that's part of the consultation. I'm going to say thank you to
Yes, everybody can hear you.
those people. If it's possible, Jack, like I said, if anybody says he wants me here, so and so place, to be able to meet this group of people and say thank you to them, that's it. And Jack, like we said, it is something all of us, including you, and I'm going to help to source out the people, all those people who helped. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We want everybody's involvement. But right now, we have need for a structure that can help us. And this structure is not like, in a political structure, it's not an inflexible thing. It's a flexible thing. In political structure, it's like a moving vehicle, transport vehicle, who will be picking passengers, some will be dropping, others will be joining, but we now need to move. There must be drivers who are driving this vehicle. Passengers are coming in and out, but that vehicle have a destination, and that's basically the structure. So we will have people who we're going to pick if we leave from Abuja to, and now maybe we're going to Lagos, and now we'll get to local job, we'll find out there's some people who are good and are ready, they'll pay for will continue. Then some people will say, okay, well, listen, we're tired because, like I said before, it's a long, tedious journey that requires all the sacrifice. But what you said, I hear it very well. And I'm sure we're taking notes and we'll be implementing it as we go along.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Um, Thank you, Jack. Next person to go will be Arewa Chick. Hey, Han, hope you're good. Do you want to unmute your mic and speak? Submission or
Yes,
question,
Mommy
2
B.
minutes.
Mommy B, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Your Excellency. Peter Obi. It's such an amazing evening, and I think I am already excited. I feel uplifted with what I'm already hearing. Trust me, I for one, when I saw the flyer, I was like, wait, why this shot is? And secondly, I was, what is this man coming to tell us that we've not heard before? Like, I was asking questions within myself. And then I'm also glad, Dr. Mo, that you didn't let the cat out of the bag, and we got to hear from His Excellency himself the plans for the structure. And I must say it's a very commendable, because it's very, right now, it's very timely. That's what we all need right now because of the things that are happening. And I'll also suggest that in as much as we call ourselves obedience, we should also know that we now have a good number of people who have seen the light, and who are ready to embrace good governance rather than lies, spaghetti, rice, or whatsoever that they use in buying people over. So we should also be accommodating and open to accepting these people, because we need the numbers, we need more people. It's not all about obedience. We have other good people who want good governance, who have seen the light, and are willing and ready to embrace this. And like I said, let me commend this effort, and I hope that we get it right for once. And hopefully, come 2027, we will do what needs to be done to get our country back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chick. Please, if you want to speak, please put your hands up so that I can know that you're actually ready to speak. Um, right. So the next speak is Dark Horse. 2 minutes. Question or submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Your Excellency, to this very important engagement. I'm proud of this. I have to especially thank the organizers of this forum because it's timely, and most of us are so happy looking at the fact that people have been waiting for this kind of opportunity, as a booster after all we are going through, looking at what is happening in our nation today. Uh, the, the time has come, I believe, to stand together as brothers and sisters to make our party greater. Using this kind of forums, we can build on our cohesiveness, and going forward, we will remain than ever. So I'm happy these kinds of engagements are coming up. There must be mutual trust between all of us as brothers and sisters if we must succeed. I'm not going to say much. To our principal, Your Excellency Peter Obi, and other Labour Party leaders, of course, I want us to remember that if we do not act quickly, uh, the destruction of our party is all but assured, looking at what is happening. And I hope these kinds of forums will provide solutions and way forward regarding making things better. We can use the obedient movement, for example, both as political fighting tool and a shield, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think the work begins now. I want to thank Your Excellency once more for coming to address issues, which is very important to us at the grassroots level. My name is Kamal Yusuf from Kano State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kamal Yusuf. Thank you. Bola, are you there?
2 minutes. Take over for 2 minutes, please.
All right. Thank you. Please, guys, if you're up here and you want to ask a question, please, your hands should be up. We have hundreds of requests, and we'll be doing injustice to the people that really want to ask questions. And if you've been brought up, please just do us a favor by raising up your hands, so we know you want to ask a question. We have to drop you for other people to come up, please. Thank you. All right. Let's just, Mr. Peter, do you want to respond to Kamal, or we can get more questions?
Go on.
So do you want to? Okay, let's go. Let's take more. Probably we run them in twos, then we circle back to you. All right. Chinom. So please, Chinom. So you have the space. Please, in 2 minutes, you can ask a question or your brief submission. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, please can you hear me?
You're audible. Go on, sir.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Peter. I'll go straight to the point. Now, we did very well during the last election. You know, we surprised everybody's past expectations. And then, to an extent, we built structures, right? So, I've noticed a trend recently, and that happened immediately during after the general election. There is a targeted effort, organized effort to crumble those structures that we labored so hard to build, using the tool of tribalism and religion. So I would like us, and this will also help us here. I would like us to just create activities, organize activities that will help us heal, that will foster unity on the side of tribe and also in religion. That's all I have to say. Good evening once again, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Pitobi.
Thank you. Comment.
All right, Big Joe, please come in right now. Please, guys, one more time. Please raise your hands if you're up on the speaker section, please, so we can take you up if you want to speak, please. Thank you, guys. Big Joe, please come in right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Saddam. And good evening, His Excellency Peter Obi. Thank you very much for making out time to join us. I will try to make it very quick. I have a question, I have a comment, and then I have a plea. So I will start with a plea, right? And then the comment, and then a question. The plea goes thus. Anyone who knows me that I have continued to advocate strongly and passionately for this structure since after the last elections, because I know there is no politics, there is no winning elections without structures. You could do very well, but the system to ensure that this victory will be protected can only be possible with structures. And that's why I'm very happy that His Excellency finally is giving a nod in this direction. Thank you very much, sir. So I will appeal with all the comrades and obedience on this platform, outside the platform, that please, let's not be very pushful to say we must lead. Put ourselves as servants. Let's put ourselves as workers. Let's imagine that this is something that we are all hands that are in a farm that promises a very bumper harvest. The idea is whatever role, whatever responsibility, whatever skill set you bring, put it to the grind mill, put the nose to the grind mill. And I completely appeal that we should not, for desperation to try to be at the center of affairs, disrupt this very good initiative. I appeal to everyone, please take on the role to serve at every level that you will be appointed or assigned to. It's an appeal to obedience everywhere across the world. Because I know sometimes egos rub off each and then just looking a bit into the future. That's my appeal. The comment I would want to make is two things. Number one is let's power this structure with very solid IT architecture. Most of the voters that our target come 2027, people who are probably about to get into university, young people who are about to write the database that can be referred to before, during, and after elections. So I think infrastructure, the strength of it, It's one very strong recommendation that I would make. And one other recommendation which I've discussed with a couple, if we start to coordinate from Abuja and regions, and we're not doing anything at the grassroots, the impact will not be felt. The results will never come. If the results have come, let's dedicate most of our people, the foot soldiers, to become more active at their ward level, at their subunit level, at their local government level, before you start to talk of state responsibilities. In fact, anybody who wants to help this structure should think of how you help this structure from your ward level, from your unit level, from your local government, before your state level. Let's decluster the center. I hope this becomes the mindset that we go into this structure with. Let's declutter the center. Let's empower the grassroots. Let's do more at the subnational, at the local government, and at the world level. This is my second comment. Then the question that I do have, Your Excellency, is that there is a big elephant in the room. And the elephant is how we're going to manage the position of this structure vis-a-vis the Labour Party, which was the plan on which you ran presidency the last time. I know you may not it to give us crystal clear terms
I've
how
lost
you
you.
want us to operation.
Big
Okay.
Joe, we lost that question.
Can you
Please,
hear
if
me,
you
sir?
could ask it again, please.
Okay, so the question
We
is
can hear you,
the
Victor.
the platform. Sorry, I'm on a train, so it's a bit shaky sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, so the platform on which you ran for the presidency in 2023. It away. The question is, I don't want that answer tonight, but in the early stages of the formation of the structure, it will be great, sir, if you could give us clearly what you expect us to do in alliance or in difference with the labor structures that are existing in various local, running in parallel. Will it be dissociated? That has to be clarified at the very early stages of the structure so that people and as we go ahead, we know that we can start off very effectively and then be able to reach the targets that we expect. So this is the question I do have.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't think since you said you don't expect the answer tonight, I'll also keep the answer. Hello?
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
Okay, for me, but what I can tell you is that I share what you're saying and I listen to what you're saying. The reality is that decision is not just for me, it is for all of us. That's why I said we have to do things now simultaneously where we are and know how we're going to proceed as we go along. The reason I'm saying this is that we waited this long for things to sort itself a bit out before we proceed. And I listened to what you said about us ensuring that this thing will be driven by grassroots. It is not going to be driven by people at the center. Just like I listened to the last speaker who talked about issues of tribalism, religion, and everything. And that's why we're coming up so that people see the tribal group, religious group, campaign, and one man who voted, let nobody vote for me because of nobody vote for me because of religion. Vote for me because, as I continue to say, I will start driving this car on the right route. I will start going the right road. I will put it on the right trajectory. Country I visited, and ours cannot be different. So thank you for your comment.
Thank you very much, His Excellency. Thank you. Thank you for the response, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much, Sir Big Joe. Thank you. Let's run on real quick, Mr. Ibrahim. You want to come in right now, please, guys? Please let's do justice to this space and for the time we have here. Please, we have over 100 requests of people that want to come up here and ask questions or speak. So please, if you find yourself up here, and also maybe many of you been given the mic, please, if you're listening, please check up whether you've been called up so you can just see. Just please do us the honors of raising up your hand so when you're ready to speak. If you're not ready to speak, we can always bring you down and bring you back up for other people to please come up and ask questions. So please, guys, very, very important. Mr. Ibrahim, if you're there, you can please ask your question real quick. Then I'll come to you, Tunde.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Excellency, for always giving us your time to keep asking you how we are going to build a new Nigeria that of our dream. I came in a little bit late, but I have heard some of what other people are saying, and I so much believe that when you want to set up something that will work, I think it's good that we brought it here. Everybody has listened, and from the conversation, I already understand that a small number of people are supposed to put themselves in small area or a small place to come up with the modalities of how we're going to do. Because I think if you listen to the news today, I think the Labour leadership were not too helpful. The kind of words they send out, I think it's really, really very painful. I think people that are very close to into the affairs of the party, they can sanction you. They are talking to Mr. Oti, and I think some of the newspapers has carried it clearly that Labour Party wants Governor Oti. That's some of the headlines that we are going to see tomorrow. Now we are going to not go into the Sra party because it's a party that we, the people around here, we built. They want to register. Where are they going to register? But the crisis is still holding people back. I think it's something that at least when the small group that you are going to select that will sit down, I think it's going to be very easy for us to start to write up something that can help us to organize these people. People want to contest on this platform, which is to give us a structure, and people that want to really work in different groups that have been meeting, sending requests to almost everyone of us here. So notwithstanding, we really need the party because the party is the vehicle. And I think God has given our chairman, Mr. Abue, the greatest gift for him to show big heart, to see things beyond himself, to see that, okay, if I relinquish this position, for example, this can give out a new Nigeria, then my name will be written in gold in the next 100, 200 years. He is doing it for himself, for his children and grandchildren. I don't know who behind the scene. He cannot see this unveil what is covering him to see this. Because if it is me, I think it's the greatest opportunity for anybody to step aside or to step down or to organize a unity, what they call it, unity convention that will usher in a new Nigeria. I think that's the greatest opportunity given to any other person. Look at after many, many years of military, people have been abusing the military. People have fought the military for democracy. But when Abdul Salam came, what he did, he just gave room for us to have this democracy. And he now become a champion. He can go anywhere. He can visit anybody. He can be a superstar. People snapping picture with him. Everybody. Just what he has not done anything. He just have a transition for us to have the democracy. So I think this is the greatest opportunity. But maybe the people that are listening to me, the people that are close to our chairman Aburi, let him see the bigger picture. Nobody is coming to take away any position from him. What we just want is we want something that can bring that new Nigeria that all of us hoping. And we see this Labour Party, and we see this Labour movement, and we see the people around Obedient and other groups that are coming. If we can really enhance this party, given the structure that we need, because we know we won the election in 2023. It's just that we don't have the structure to fight it. So I think as today from the Labour Party, what and force a convention that is going to unify the party and give us a platform.
So Ibrahim, thank you.
Well,
Thank you very
Ibrahim,
much for
thank you
that.
for your comments. But you know,
At least
this night,
you made it very clear that you
Sorry,
came in late into
Dr.
this
Mo, Dr. Mo,
conversation.
Dr. Mo, can you hear me?
Even though what you said is something.
Mr. Peter, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Please respond to respond to Ibrahim.
But like I said, what we're here is to gradually talk about issue of the obedient movement. For what you have said, all I can tell is, hold on, we will all be seeing things as they go in future. You know, in my little experience in life, I've learned one thing: there's virtue in patience, there's virtue in exhausting reason, there's virtue when people tell you you're weak, when you know that you're strong, or you can, So for me, there's just hold on. The party will have its own situation, which I think a series of commentators who are commenting about OT and everything. If you read the OT is among them and his deputy. Unfortunately, most of us don't read the Constitution. That's why they always talk about me. If I follow everything according to the rules, where I'm going to go against it, I have to give convincing, cogent and convincing reason why I'm going to do that. So I listened to what you said, and I can only say, sorry, it's the only issues we are going to be taking in the coming days and weeks.
Sorry if I killed your name, but please, you have the space. 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Adam. Thank you, Peter Obi, for indulging us on this space. So I don't know, I just joined the space. I hope nobody has asked this question. Ask Peter Obi if or what he thinks about that? What do you think about the end bad governance protesters? Okay, I have two questions. What do you think about the end bad governance protesters and the ones that have been detained for 60 days and all the rest? And about PDOM and the other journalists? I already know you already spoke about the other journalists today. And lastly, what do you think about the future protests October? What do you think about all the protests and what do you think can be done? What do you think is the right approach to tackle this particular government in power because of all the bad news we've been hearing from them and how they're not like doing the right thing in office? So thank you. Those are my questions.
Well, mine is very simple, and I've always said it. Citizens must always hold their government accountable. And when I talk about citizens, it's going to be everybody. It is not left for, say, Peter Obi, anybody to hold government accountable. I'm doing my own as much as I can. And I'm sure that no other opposition is doing what I'm doing in terms of being engaged, moving around, and everything. That is why even when people say, oh, maybe it's this or it's this, I laugh because those who are saying it have invited at least 6 and say, I want you to go from where to here to me. Call when somebody said something and I said, we are going to Osun State tomorrow and I want you to join me. He said, when are we leaving? I said, well, just 4:35 a.m. He said, no, why don't we stay up to 10? Peter, is it not possible to do this? Before the man wake up, I was already in Oshobo. But when you're doing it, people who stay somewhere, probably eating shrimps and good food, are busy saying, oh, this man is not this. They forgot that I went to build in Southern Borno. They forgot that I went to Katangu in Southern Gombe and on, difficult place to campaign. And I still go to those. One would tell you, I left Kogi, 7 p.m., not seen anywhere on the road to sleep. And people insisted we sleep with them. And I said, I'm going to Enugu. So when you do all that, people don't, all of us needs to engage them. It is not about me. It is about all of us collectively. If you look at what government is doing to the big and famous today in Nigeria, if you look at what they are doing to people who speak, just imagine what I'm going through. Just imagine it. So it's easier for people to go on and say, I comment on issues like you see me with. First thing I do when I get any news, like the one I did this morning, I was traveling in America. I didn't know when I get news. All I do is to take 24 hours to analyze what happened and what is happening, and I make comments. But I really make comments on anything, and I support all peaceful, legal comments, agitation. And when I was campaigning, I said it. I would talk with every protester. All this. All I need to do is say the reason why you're protesting. Tell us why you're agitating. Don't just say for the sake of it. There's about governance. No. If you see my Twitter, the things why, that's why I go and do the research, have everything, so that when it is verified, people can see. Even if it's somebody who made the statement, yes, I can now do so on another person's statement. And usually, those who come close to me will ask me, oh, this is this, this is this, this is this. And most of you who are in this space do that. Then they tell me, oh, you haven't commented on this, you haven't commented on this. I'm looking at it and I will eventually comment and send them back as I have commented on it. But thank you. I urge you to continue. If there's any place I'm not doing well, please correct me.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Let's just run real quick with the, as we said earlier on, this is not the conventional media P2B media space. This is many people have come in, probably they came in late and they missed the memo. It's actually an active citizen engagement with Mr. PO on his intentions to build a structure. So
Yes.
we have diverted from that call, and it's going all different angles right now, but that's expected. So please, as we said earlier, if you can look up on the jumbotron, you will see a tweet up there where you can share your thoughts, your ideas. If you have any idea about what you think the structure should look like, please you can share through that link that will be available for the next 48 hours. So I'm going to run real quick to the remaining speakers right now. Let's just take everybody up here. Then we'll call it a day. I think we'll start from Magnific Good. Big Mac, good evening. You have this place in 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon from my end. Saddam, thank you very much. Dr. Mo, Atibolanle, and all the Biden family in the house. Thank you guys for making this happen. Before I go further, please, I would like for us to have a 1 minute silence for one of us that passed on. He was an obedient to the call. Um, I think it deserves our last respect. So please, let's give Peter is better a 1 minute silence. Thank you, guys. Okay, thank you, everybody. I appreciate that.
May his soul and souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of Lord, rest in peace.
Amen. Amen, sir. Your Excellency, thank you so very much. Thank you for all the sacrifice. Thank you for everything that you've done in the past years. I personally, I just can't thank you enough, because to be honest, I mean, you could as well just be sitting in your house in your area and don't care, just like most people do. So I sincerely appreciate you. And that is why I mean, for everybody that knows me, I would forever be grateful. I would forever be with you because I know you're charting a new course for Nigerians yet unborn. This sacrifice is enormous, but God bless you, sir. Um, Concerning this structure, I was not here when you started or when you were giving your submission. I've always said this: until you're ready, the obedience structure cannot be built by any one of us until you are ready. And I'm glad you've decided to take it upon yourself, and I believe you will follow it to the Lord. But here is my plea to you, and please, please, and please, I would beg you, sir, with everything I hold sacred, this structure would form. This structure would be solid. This structure would stand the test of time. And this structure would live beyond you and I and every other obedient if we put our heart to build it. We've started. I am from Edo State. I am putting everything I can to make sure we win Edo State. Our candidate
is a credible candidate. He's compassionate. He has the character and he has the capacity. Your Excellency, please, we have one in Abia State. Enugu State slipped by us. We can't afford to let Edo State go by. So please, my plea to you is give us a week in Edo State. We are planning a
So
one minimum.
we are planning something for Edo.
Okay,
It
Your
is the
Excellency.
candidate who will direct us.
Okay,
I assure you, we will be part of it. We're waiting for him. He says he will, even more will tell you that we're waiting for him.
okay. I know, and I've spoken to Mo, and he knows how I bug him every time.
It's
Please.
good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Is that let's after this we'll follow it up.
Okay, sir. I would yield for now, and I will follow it up. I would get across to you, and I would not let you rest. I am being
No, no,
honest
no,
with you.
don't,
I will not let you rest. Your Excellency,
don't.
I mean, I have never asked for anything from you. And this one I would ask till I see the result. I am being
No
honest.
problem.
This is part of the structure of building, and it will outlive everybody. So thank you, Your Excellency. God bless you, and may God continue to give you the wisdom to live. Thank you, everybody, and bye for now.
Thank
Saddam,
you very
put me
much, big
down, my
man. Thank
brother.
you very much.
God bless you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, let's go real quick. Wendy, please, guys, if you're up here, you want to ask a question, please, the answer should be up. Please, we are way above time and we want to make sure we bring as much people up as possible. Wendy, please, you have the space in 2 minutes. Thank you. Wendy, can you hear me? Wendy. All right, let's run to Tunde. Tunde, thank you. 2 minutes, please.
Yes, good evening, and thank you for this uh, opportunity to be on the space. I want to really appreciate His Excellency uh, Mr. Peter Obi for the sacrifice and making himself available, to Nigerians, especially at this critical time period of our national life. I have carefully listened to everyone who has contributed before me, and I really appreciate their contributions. And of course, let me also use this opportunity to appreciate the organizers of the space. You are doing a wonderful job that God will continue to strengthen you. The last election, something happened. We all, I mean, most people, most Nigerians will tell you, oh, yeah, we have a president, then Mr. Peter Obi, yeah, of course, we all know how it went. But something happened, something significant happened. There had never been anything like it in the history of our elections. There has never been anything like it in the history of our country as a people. That the whole country will rally around one candidate. It has never happened. And it wasn't because of the party upon which this candidate actually contested. It was because of his personality. It was because of the transparency. It was because of the trust that the whole country, from the 6 regions of the country, have in him. And when I heard someone talk about what's it called, Labour Party and all party. We are not center around what will be the mission and the vision of the structure that we are talking about. Because we can't just be having conversations about what we need to the issues. Tribe, no religion. So everyone is. We should be discussing
Tunde,
issues around institutional
so
strengthening.
Sorry, Tunde, can you hear Madam Brownlee was
today,
trying to
today,
For long, we're trying to wrap up this.
Decentralization. These are issues. Even the sustained pressure, because there is no part of our constitution that says we cannot protest as citizens. So we need to maintain consistent pressure with these issues. We'll be able to actually determine what to be the mission and the vision of the structure. These are
the space.